appreciate that. And I want to thank you really for holding this hearing on the Paycheck Protection Program and how we can continue to serve our small businesses as they recover from the economic downturn caused by the pandemic. So, Mr. Chairman, I was proud to join you, Senator Collins, Senator Shaheen, in co-sponsoring legislation to extend PPP through the end of May. And I look forward to working with this committee to pass that legislation before the PPP expires in 2 weeks. So I want to talk a little bit about EIDL because COVID-19 has impacted our country, of course, in profound ways. It's been particularly challenging for many of our small businesses in Nevada, where travel and tourism, our industry has been hit hard, and 99% of businesses in Nevada are small businesses. And while we're on the road to recovery, our economy is just not going to rev back to life with the flick of a switch. It is going to take time. So that's why 2 weeks ago, I reintroduced my bipartisan EIDL for Small Business Act with Senator Cornyn. Our bill would lift the SBA's caps on EIDL loans and EIDL advance grants, providing all eligible small businesses with loans up to $2 million and the full $10,000 grants, regardless of size or location, just as Congress intended to when we passed the CARES Act just about a year ago. So I know we're here to discuss PPP as our small businesses continue to struggle. We can't lose sight of the other critical lifelines like EIDL. But Ms. Mensah, in your written testimony, you talked about the impact of reforms Congress has made to the SBA relief program, including repealing requirement to deduct EIDL advance payments from PPP loan forgiveness. Could you talk about the impact of that policy on our small businesses? And thinking also a little bit too, I guess, as a second follow-up to that, our businesses that CDFIs work with every day, what it would mean if they got this full $10,000, the EIDL advance grant, to keep their doors open.
Thank you, Senator Rosen, for your concern and your understanding of the nature of the small business economy. We argued and we think you got so much right. And, you know, it's disheartening when our CDFIs work with a business only to conclude that the very thing that helped them reduces the amount that they were supposed to get. That's tragic. That's hard. It's disheartening to go through all the work. So you got the right proposal, and we urge you. We also think key to this whole recovery is the time on task to get really these reforms ingrained. And we are, when a business can receive this kind of support and receive it skillfully, it's game-changing, and it's the bridge they need to retake their place in the economy. This is the kind of bridge. So we are thankful for the work you've already done. I agree with also Senator Duckworth's point. Streamlining the forgiveness phase will also help our CDFI supported businesses, particularly when the loans for many were well under $150,000. And that's what Congress's direction was. And I think if we can keep that focused, then our businesses can fully participate in the recovery.
Thank you. I want to move on and talk a little bit about our indoor air and making it germ-free or clean, our indoor spaces to build consumer confidence to help our small businesses reopen safely. And of course, for me, our tourism industry, hospitality, lodging, restaurants, retail, conventions, all of that, live events. And so I just introduced with Kevin Kramer bipartisan act called the Fresh Air for Small Business Act. This legislation that's going to provide refundable tax credits for small businesses to upgrade their HVAC systems to mitigate the risk of COVID-19 in the air we breathe. I want people to go back indoors and feel confident. So, Mr. Hoey, is someone whose organization brings the community together indoors, can you talk about the importance of making investments to ensure that our indoor activities are safer, not just for the workers, but for all of us who want to go back and enjoy all of it? And so how can investments in PPE, ventilation, and other modifications, how does this help us bring back members and protect workers?
Yeah, it's very important. Obviously, most organizations or entities have, or companies have indoor spaces, and they vary in size, right? So ventilation is a complicated issue, and it's so dependent on size and the structure of the building. But the truth is, most businesses, most organizations like ours did not anticipate something of this nature. And so a lot of the systems that we have, HVAC systems, do not have the requirements. We were fortunate, a lot of our buildings are newer, so we were in a little better shape, but some of them are not. And so these are very expensive systems we're talking about. And so I think support for that is wise, not just now, but I think going forward, improving the air quality inside in buildings is very important. And I think it will be a good investment even when we all hopefully get vaccinated and can move into back to a more normal world.
Thank you. I couldn't agree more. I yield back my time. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Rosen. We'll now go to Senator Shaheen, who will be followed by Senator Hickenlooper. And in introducing Senator Shaheen, I just really want to thank her. She's been one of the leading architects of trying to make sure we get the program tailored to those small businesses that really need it, and one of the sponsors of the amendment that would extend